Hello, David. Welcome to the third edition of Data Innovation Summit here in Stockholm. We're very pleased to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
Before we go on with further questions, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and your background?
Sure. So I've joined the Aldo Group about 4 years ago. Prior to that, I was in consulting, always around the business intelligence, analytics, and data governance, master data management space. When I joined Aldo, it was to help them work on the implementation of a data governance program, which we have done, and I now continue down that path because it's a living, breathing initiative that continues to evolve and grow over time. And today at Aldo, I have the pleasure of taking care of business intelligence, advanced analytics, data governance, and master data management.
Data innovation now is changing the world, as we all agree. But from your perspective, what are some of the biggest or most common hinders or challenges that organizations face while trying to be fully data-driven? And what are some of the implications of not solving these issues?
So companies, like you mentioned, want to be more and more data-driven. And we hear a lot of buzzwords around machine learning and artificial intelligence and advanced analytics and big data and all those wonderful things. And they are wonderful things. The problem that a lot of companies are going to face is with the underlying structure of their data. Mm-hmm. You cannot get intelligence out of data if the data is not good. Mm-hmm. And you can only resolve that by implementing a data governance program that's going to secure your data assets, treat them as assets, not just as a byproduct of some system, and then you can audit its quality and ensure that it is fit for use so that you can then run your machine learning and your artificial intelligence programs on top of this clean data. If you don't do that, the output is only going to be as good as the data itself, right? Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. David, you gave a presentation about how to create and sustain a data governance program. And honestly, one of the most controversial issues is about the organizational position of data governance itself. So what in the real world is data governance?
So data governance means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and there are a lot of very elaborate definitions. But ultimately what we try to do with data governance is preventing bad things to happen to our data so that we can then use it properly. The biggest controversial aspect or challenging aspect about where you place data governance is a lot of companies start with it in IT or think that it fits in IT, and that's not accurate. It makes sense to have it in IT if you're an IT company. If your core is IT, if you're a software development firm, of course, you would likely have data governance within your IT function. But when you're not a software firm, when you're a bank or a retailer or a manufacturer, data governance needs to be close to the heart of your business, next to your core. And so if you think about who creates data, and who uses data, and who makes decisions with data, and who gets impacted when those decisions are wrong, it's not IT. It's actually the different lines of business. Purchase orders are created by end users, and products are created by end users, and sales orders are created by end users. So why would we ask somebody else that's not even involved in those processes to manage, audit, and control the quality of the data?
Mm-hmm. I get the idea. So, for those organizations who have just started their journey in becoming data-driven, what would some of your recommendations be in order for them to speed up this process and turning data into insight, into action?
So, one of the first things companies should do is start to treat data as an asset, as an actual, legitimate, value-added asset. And to start trying. Go for it. Take a step, build a model, work with a consulting firm that has experience in the domain, attend conferences and events where people can give you feedback and insight on how they've done it, where they've had challenges. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to try. But don't try to go too big too fast either. If you try to boil the ocean, you won't even warm it up. You need to start with a small initiative, prove the value, quick win type mentality, and then build credibility for the desire to be more data driven. And as you build that credibility and as you get those quick wins, you're going to be able to garner more support from your executive management in order to be able to move forward and become more and more data driven.
Mm-hmm. So looking at data driven innovation in your industry, what can we expect in the near future, in the next 12 months?
I wish I had a crystal ball to really tell you everything, but I think if you look at the retail industry in particular, there's a lot of movement happening, a lot of transformation, digitization of the industry. A lot of retailers have been going out of business. There's a lot of challenges in this entire world. The consumer acts differently and behaves differently. Now, on the flip side, we're very lucky in the retail industry because we have access to a wealth of information. We can have access to our customers' data, we can have access to our product information, we can have access to what they think online via social media feeds, etc. I think there's going to be, and there already is, and it's just going to continue to grow, an evolution in how we interact with our consumers, leveraging advanced analytics to optimize a lot of processes and the personalization aspect of how we deal with our consumers. I also can imagine a world where we leverage AI to automate replenishment to stores, to automate buying decisions, to support product development with new trends and new fads. I can see a lot of places where AI and machine learning are going to be enablers, correct, shaping the future. But again, if the data you are using isn't governed properly, you're going to come out with wrong decisions.
Exactly. David, it was a pleasure. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for attending the Data Innovation Summit. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.